Yes.
Adjust this mobile. Not used to doing class on a mobile. जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहार जन बल्लभ गिरिवर धारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जन बल्लभ गिरिवर धारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरवन चारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरवन चारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरवन चारी यशोदानंदन ब्रजजन रंजन यमुना तीरवन चारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जयो राधा गोपी वल्लभ राधा गोपी वल्लभ राधा जयो जगन्नाथ जगन्नाथ बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पतगामी नयन पतगामी भावो तुम्हें निताय गौरांगो निताय गौरांगो निताय गौरांगो गौरहरि जय सच्चिनंदन जय सच्चिनंदन जय सच्चिनंदन गौरहरि पतितापावाना 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 गौरहरि जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल। श्री श्री राधा गोपी वल्लभ की जय, श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मैया की जय, श्री निताय गौरंग भगवान की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरौ श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदां सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपः कुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमः ओं विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। दुःखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयति गिरिं यत्कृपः तमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं श्रीपरमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम्। ओम अपवित्रो पवित्रो वा सर्वावस्थं गतोऽपि वा यत्स्मरेत् पुण्डरीकाक्षः सः अभ्याभ्यान्तरं शुचिः। श्रीविष्णु श्रीविष्णु श्रीविष्णु। Hare Krishna, Prabhuji and Matajis. Thank you for joining today morning's Bhagavatam reading. Very grateful you have taken time to come to read Bhagavatam on this Ekadashi day. Uh, especially thank you to Satya Prabhu, Shilpa Mataji, sorry, Subbarao Prabhu, Dasraj Prabhu, Mahalingam Prabhu, Murlidhar Govind Prabhu, Pankaj Prabhu, Pooja Mataji, Prasad Prabhu, Saraswati Mataji, Satyadev Prabhu, and
Krishna.
Shivali Mataji, Vani Mataji, and Vendala Mataji. Thank you. Thank you for taking time out to come and
हरे
read
कृष्ण प्रभु जी
Bhagavatam.
दंडवत प्रणाम।
Hare
हरे कृष्ण।
Krishna.
Krishna.
Please answer
हरे
the humble
कृष्ण प्रभु जी
obedience.
दंडवत प्रणाम।
Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. So I'd like to start today's Bhagavatam reading, Canto 9, chapter 16, by firstly remembering His Holiness Bhakti Badrinarayan Swami Maharaj, who has left his body in Vrindavan yesterday late evening. So this is a very big loss for ISKCON. Maharaj is very known for his dynamic leadership, and he has been part of GBC for more than 50 years. Right? He's been in the leadership council of ISKCON, global ISKCON, for more than 50 years. Maharaj has been instrumental in building many temples, including the San Diego temple. And I have personally taken Maharaj's association a little bit, not much, I did attend his lectures. He visited Denver that time I attended. I visited San Diego, and I remember taking his darshan. He took sannyas a few years ago, and then he has been residing in Vrindavan quite often because of his GBC work. And very recently also, I was fortunate to see him in the GBC meeting when I went there for taking some certification and gone into the hall where all the GBCs come together, and I'd seen Maharaj. And I'd also heard from him last in a class he takes to GBC students for GBC college. So I was there part of it, and I heard from Maharaj. And I want to remember some strong statements that Maharaj made, especially for devotees who are trying to serve ISKCON in the form of management, in the form of management roles. Maharaj told that it is very difficult to play a management role in ISKCON, primarily because you have to make decisions, and you have to make fast decisions, and you have to make decisions which may not please everybody, but you still have to do such a role. And Maharaj told any devotee who takes up any leadership position in ISKCON, whether or not in management, whether it's a congregation leader also, they will definitely be taken care by Krishna. And Krishna will have a very special place for such devotees because they have sacrificed their lives for serving Srila Prabhupada and Sri Krishna, going out of their comfort zones. And Maharaj told how many times he had to face difficult situations, how many times he felt like leaving ISKCON, how many times he felt like leaving any managerial jobs, how many times he felt like, giving up everything. But the mark of service is not giving up service, but to perform the service. And Maharaj left his body abruptly. Actually, it was not like his health was deteriorating or anything like that. Of course, all the Srila Prabhupada disciples are almost reaching that age, that range of age which is beyond 80s now, like 75 plus, most of them. Maharaj might have been a little more elderly in those disciples, maybe 80 plus. And, he was just feeling very tired. He went to Loi Bazaar, he walked, and he came back to the temple. And he told his servant that, he's feeling a little tired. That's what he told. But it's such a magical, such a special mercy, and such a clear, indication from Lord Sri Krishna that his pure devotees leave their body in Vrindavan. So Maharaj was in Vrindavan. Very much he left one day before Nikadashi, very auspicious time. And, and today I think the whole day will be very busy day in Vrindavan, in ISKCON Vrindavan, because everybody will be paying their respects to His Holiness Badrinarayan Swami Maharaj. So let us all thank Maharaj for his contributions to ISKCON and for his contributions to the whole devotional community and inspiring so many souls and reiterating the message of Srila Prabhupada every time until he was on this planet. And through his lectures and through his messages, the messages will resonate in the hearts of many devotees. And let us also pay our support emotionally to all those very dear disciples and the devotees who have served Maharaj, especially in San Diego, who must be missing him today from his sudden departure, telling them that we are a big family, we are all one family, we are there for you wherever we are, and we hereby want to remember the contributions of Badrinath Maharaj and all the devotees who have served under his holiness. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
His Holiness Badrinarayan Swami Maharaj ki
Jai.
Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Yeah. We also wish to sing the Jaya Nilo Premadhana Kirtan after the class. I'll just go and sing in front of the altar. Everybody, I request please go and sing this kirtan and offer a flower to Srila Prabhupada, thanking Prabhupada for sending such great souls and taking them back now to his abode wherever Prabhupada is, serving Sri Krishna. And all these great disciples of Srila Prabhupada are going back to him, and that makes us more and more worried that how can we live without such great souls. Jai Nilo Prema Dhana Acharya Thakur. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So this is ninth canto, 16th chapter, a very action-oriented chapters on Lord Parshurama. And the chapter itself says Parshurama destroys the ruling class, and the Kshatriyas, the administrators. So we'll try to read this. Very difficult to understand the mode of the Supreme Lord in the form of Parshurama when he comes and delivers justice. The same Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who lifts his hand and delivers everybody with mercy, forgiving everything and giving the easiest way to go back to Krishna. Now here is the same Supreme Lord appearing as Lord Parashurama, who doesn't forgive that easily. He punishes, right? Of course, in that punishment also there is forgiveness. Sri Sukha Uvacha Pitropa Shito Ramas Tatheti Kurunandana Samvatsaram Tirthayatram Charitva Shramam Abrajat. Sukadev translation purport by Jwangas A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Sukadev Goswami said, "My dear Maharaj Parikshit, son of Kuru dynasty, when Lord Parashurama was given this order by his father, he immediately agreed, saying, 'Let it be so.' For 1 complete year, he traveled to holy places. Then he returned to his father's residence." So what exactly happened here? I think in the last chapter, 15th chapter, Kartavir Arjuna, he came to Jamadagni Rishi's ashram, and he, without permission, he kidnapped Mother Surabhi, and he took them there, and then and as soon as Lord Parshurama returned to the ashram, he saw his father was not happy. He asked what happened, and then when he was told, he went and he fought with Kartavir Arjuna, and it explained that it's impossible to kill Kartavir Arjuna. He's such a very, very powerful Kshatriya. And Lord Parshurama just chopped off one by one his hand. He had 1,000 hands. And then he chopped off his head, right? And when he came back, at that time, his father Jamadagni explained to Lord Parshurama that what you have done is a sin, primarily because a Brahmana's quality is not to punish like that, is to forgive. You can't just go and start killing people like that. That is not the right mark. And he is a Kshatriya, he's a king, and a king means he's a representative of God. So by killing him, you have done a greater sin than killing a Brahmana. So I'm not repeating the whole chapter, but something like that, a conversation happened. And then Lord Parshurama agreed that he is going to atone the uh, for the act of violence, act of punishment that he did on Kartavir Arjuna in Mahishmati, the place where Kartavir Arjuna is to rule. So now here Sukadeva Goswami is saying, Parikshit Maharaj, that Parshurama agreed and he went for a pilgrimage. That is the way. And actually, last chapter it ends saying that do pilgrimage of Krishna, the one who becomes Krishna conscious, the one who becomes a devotee of Krishna. That is the best way to do any prayaschitta in this, in any yuga, because that is what relieves. In spite of going to all dhams and doing all vratas in many, many places, that would not completely relieve you as much as by becoming a devotee of Krishna. So all the devotees who are attending this call and who would be hearing this recording later, we should feel so fortunate that we are all given the opportunity and process and association to practice this Krishna consciousness, and this is the greatest atonement that we are doing in this human life. Text 2. Kadachid Kadachid Renukayata Gangayam Padma Malinam Gandharva Rajam Kridantam Apsarovir Apasyata. Once when Renuka, wife of Jamadagni, went to the bank of the Ganges to get water, she saw the king of Gandharvas decorated with a garland of lotus and sporting in the Ganges with celestial women, Apsaras. With Jamadagni's wife, who went to the river to get some water, and she saw this king of Gandharvas sporting, in a very sensual way with Apsaras in the water. Vilokayanti kridantam udakartham nadim gata homa velam na samsara sasmara kinchit chitraratha spraha. She had gone to bring water from the Ganges, but when she saw Chitraratha, king of the Gandharvas, sporting with the celestial girls, she was somewhat inclined towards him and failed to remember that the time for the fire sacrifice was passing. Kalat Kalatyayam tam vilokya mune sapa visankita agatya kalasham tasthau purodhaya kritanjali. Later, understanding that the time of the offering of the time for the offering the sacrifice had passed, Renuka feared a curse from her husband. Therefore, when she returned, she simply put the water pot before him and stood there with folded hands. Vyavicharam munir nyatva patanya prakupito abravit gahnat gahnatainam putraka papam iti uktaste na chakrire. The great sage Jamadagni understood the adultery in the mind of his wife. Therefore, he was very angry and told his sons, "My dear sons, kill this sinful woman." But the sons did not carry out his order. Very difficult to resonate or understand this kind of behavior and this kind of decisions in 2026, right? So don't worry. We are not here to repeat these kind of acts, right? Mahajanesu Gatasa Panta is right, but then we can't follow these footsteps because we are in Kali Yuga. If we have to follow something like this in Kali Yuga, then I think everybody has to be killed outside, including me, because there is so much sensual enjoyment everywhere. And here, his wife Renuka, she just looked at the Gandharva king, Chitraratha, and she felt he is handsome. And she just delayed her service by bring water to the fire sacrifice. And she understood she's going to be cursed. And what is the kind of curse Jamadagni is giving? He's giving the curse to kill her, right? Which is also too much exaggerated curse, actually. Later in the chapter, we'll understand that. And whom is he ordering to kill his wife? Is her own children. Wow, that is even more gory, which son would go and kill his mother? And that too for a sin he has not committed, at least from Kali Yuga standards, but from Satya Yuga standards, yes, even thinking bad was a sin. But a sin that would lead you to punishment of being killed, that's a lot. That's a lot. But Krishna knows better. Let us read the remaining. Text 6. Rama Sankochida Pitra Bhatran Matra Sahapathid Prabhavajno Mune Samyak Samadesh Tapashascha. Jamadagni then ordered his youngest son Parashurama to kill his brothers. who had disobeyed this order, and his mother, who had mentally committed adultery. Lord Parashurama, knowing the power of his father, who was practiced in meditation and austerity, killed his mother and brothers immediately. Now, this is even more bewildering. So Parashurama is one of the sons of Jamadagni. So because his other sons did not follow the order, he looked at Parashurama and told, now you not only kill your mother, but also your brothers who did not follow my order. Now, it's very difficult to conceive this, because father ordering the killing of his wife and the children, what is he trying to convey? So, Prabhupada and Mataji, you should understand that dharmam tu sakshat bhavat pranitam, that actually the highest dharma in the human life is to practice spiritual life, and spiritual life needs purity. The purpose of human life is to practice spiritual life. So anybody who is not practicing such a human life is actually leading a useless life. And anybody performing sinful activities is delaying his chance to go back to Krishna and is wasting this human life, right? Easier said than done, but that is the truth. So here Parashurama, Jamadagni, even though he looks to be very, very angry and very tough in his punishment, is actually being merciful on his wife. That merciful in the sense that he is trying to curb the sin at that point itself and not allow it to become bigger sinful activity. And he is trying to instruct the rest of the generations that the children have to listen to the orders of their parents. Now, but as I said, this cannot be replicated or understood by today's day and age in Kali Yuga, primarily because Kali Yuga means independence. Kali Yuga means completely fallen state. Kali Yuga means nobody wants to surrender. Nobody wants anybody to instruct. Even children, once they cross the age of 13 or 14, they're not listening to their parents. And in future, things are going to become even more worse, where no elderly person can tell anything worthwhile to anybody. We can already see that happening. And it's going to become even more stronger. And here Parashurama followed the order of his father, primarily because he knew that his father is capable of cursing him also. So instead of him also getting cursed, he thought, and the purport Prabhupada explains, that this is a much more better situation that he can follow the order of his father and then ask him a benediction. And in the benediction, ask his mother and brothers to come back to life. The purport, let's see the purport. The word Prabhavanya is significant. Parashurama knew the prowess of his father and therefore he agreed to carry out his father's order. He thought that if he refused to carry out the order, he would be cursed. But if he carried out, his father would be pleased. And when his father was pleased, Parashurama would ask the benediction of having his mother and brothers brought back to life. Parashurama was confident in this regard, and therefore he agreed to kill his mother and brothers. Still, it's very inconceivable to think of a son going and killing his brothers and his mother. But these are the pastimes of Supreme Lord, according to time, place, and circumstance. So let's go forward and understand. Text 7. Varena chandayam asha prita satyavati suta vavre atanam ramo api jivitam chasmritim vade. Jamadagni, the son of Satyavati, was very much pleased with Parashurama and asked him to take any benediction he liked. Lord Parashurama replied, "Let my mother and brothers live again and not remember having been killed by me." This is the benediction I ask. So even though they come back to life, they might be wondering the whole gory side or the angry side, the very violent episode of them being killed by their own brother, or mother remembering she being killed by her own son. So Parashurama very nicely asked, bring them back to life and also remove the memory of them being killed as if nothing happened. Utastuste kushalino nidrapaya ivanjasa pitur vidvams tapovir viryam ramas chakre suhrada padam. Thereafter, by the benediction of Jamadagni, Lord Parshurama's mother and brothers immediately came alive and were very happy. As if awakened from sound sleep, Lord Parshurama had killed his relatives in accordance with the father's order because he was fully aware of his father's power, austerity, and learning. Hare Krishna. Text 9. Ye Arjunasya Sutarajan Smaranta Swapiturvadham Rama Virya Parabhuta Libhire Sarmana Kvachi. My dear King Parikshit, the sons of Kartiviri Arjuna, who were defeated by the superior strength of Parashurama, never achieved happiness, for they always remembered the killing of their father. Now, this is another thing that is happening in Mahishmati kingdom, parallelly, where Kartiviri Arjuna's sons who ran away and their father was being killed, is looking at the uh, power of Parashurama, could not still digest it, and they were not happy living like that. They wanted to take revenge of their father being killed by Parashurama that way. But Jamadagni was certainly very powerful due to his austerities, but because of the slight offense by his poor wife Renuka, he ordered that she be killed. This certainly was a sinful act, and therefore Jamadagni was killed by the sons of Kartivirarjuna, as described herein. Lord Parshurama was also inflicted by sin because of killing Kartivirarjuna, although this was not very offensive. Therefore, whether one be Kartivari Arjuna, Lord Parashurama, Jamadagni, or whoever one may be, one must act very cautiously and sagaciously. Otherwise, one must suffer the results of sinful activities. This is the lesson we receive from Vedic literature. Prabhupada is so beautifully explaining that everybody has done something and the reaction is coming so fast, right? For us, when we do a sin, reaction takes time to come. But look at this yuga. Kartivir Arjuna was killed by Parshurama. He also got a reaction. And Jamadagni ordered his wife Renuka to be killed. He also got a reaction. The Kartivir Arjuna's sons came and killed him. Right? Everything is happening one after the other, action and reaction. Ekadas Ramato Rame Sabratari Vanam Gate Vairam Sisadha Yish Yisavo Labdha Chidra Upagaman. When Parshurama left the ashrama for the forest with Vasuman and his other brother, the sons of Kartiviri Arjuna took the opportunity to approach Jamadagni's residence to seek vengeance for their grudge. Dristvagni Agara Asinam Avesita Diyam Muni Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Jagnuste Papa Nishtaya. The sons of Kartir Arjuna were determined to commit sinful deeds. Therefore, when they saw Jamadagni sitting by the side of the fire to perform yajna and meditating upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is praised by the best of the selected prayers, they took the opportunity to kill him. So they didn't even fight. They just came, they looked at Jamadagni doing yajna, and they immediately killed him then and there. Text 12. Yachyamana kripanaya Rama matrati dharuna prasya prasahya tira utkritya ninyuste kshatra bandava. With pitiable prayers, Renuka, the mother of Parashurama and wife of Jamadagni, begged for the life of her husband. But the sons of Kartivir Arjuna, being devoid of the qualities of Kshatriyas, were so cruel that despite her prayers, they forcefully cut off his head and took it away. Ah, can you imagine, right? cutting off the head and taking the head with them. Text 13. Renuka Dukha Sokarta Nihnanti Atmanam Atmana Rama Rameti Tateti Vichokro Sochakai Sati. Lamenting in grief for the death of her husband, the most chaste Renuka struck her own body with her hands and cried very loudly, "O Rama, my dear son Rama." Here is Rama means Parashurama. Text 14. Tad upashrutya durastha ha rameti artavat svanam svara yasramam asadhya dadrishu pitaram hatam. Although the sons of Jamadagni, including Lord Parashurama, were a long distance from home, as soon as they heard Renuka loudly calling, "O Rama, O my son," they hastily returned to the ashrama where they saw their father already killed. Text 15. Te dukha rosa mar sarthi shokavega vimohita ha tat sadho dharmista tyaktva mam swargato bhavan. Virtually bewildered by grief, anger, indignation, affliction, and lamentation, the sons of Jamadagni cried, "O father, most religious, saintly person, you have left us and gone to the heavenly planets." Hare Krishna. So they're all crying, looking at Jamadagni, and they are crying, saying, "Father, you have left." Text 16. Vilapyaivam piturdeham nidhaya भ्रातृषु स्वयं प्रगृह्य परशुं राम क्षत्रांताय mano dade. Thus lamenting, Lord Parashurama entrusted his father's dead body to his brothers and personally took up his axe, having decided to put an end to all Kshatriyas on the surface of the. Now here, when we say that Parashurama decided to kill all Kshatriyas, it is not all Kshatriyas. This was clarified by one Prabhuji. It was Kshatriyas who did not follow Dharma. It was not like Parashurama was going and chopping off everybody. No. Yes, everybody were scared that when Parashurama is coming, how to save themselves, no doubt. But Parashurama was trying to change the consciousness of Kshatriya race by cutting off Kshatriyas for 21 generations. Why 21? I kind of wonder, why the 21 number is chosen. But surprisingly, whenever anybody has to change some habit, in today's day and time, they say do it for 21 days. And then ultimately that habit will change, right? So maybe to change the consciousness of the entire, lineage of people, it takes 21 generations of effort to permanently remove the wrong impressions. Hare Krishna. I'm just speculating here. I'm not saying it is as per Bhagavatam. Text 17. Gatva mahismatim ramo brahma grihna vihata shriyam tesham sa sirshabhirajan madhye chakre mahagritim. Now this is even more gory. I'm just thinking, when this Prabhu who made Mahavatar Narsimha recently, that animation movie, which is amazingly made, his next movie is going to be Parshurama. What are we going to see in that movie? Bhagavatam is telling, just see this translation. O king, Lord Parashurama then went to Mahishmati which was already doomed by the sinful killing of a Brahmana. In the midst of that city, he made a mountain of heads, Hare Krishna, severed from the bodies of the sons of Kartivya Arjuna. Can't even imagine somebody doing anything like this. Krishna. Prabhu's chant very quickly, chant properly, come back to Krishna. You don't want to see this avatar of Krishna again, in front of you. Huh? Just imagine Parshurama coming to Gachibowli. Literally, there will be a huge hill of heads, all the heads of this entire place, because everybody he has committed equal or even more sin than, anybody that is being discussed here. Very. Text 18 and 19. Tadraktena nadim gotram ghoram. Tadraktena nadim ghoram abrahmanya bhayavaham hetum kritva pitrvadham Katre Amangala Karmani. Print was not right properly there. What is it? Katre Amangala. Katre Amangala Karini. Tri Sapta Kritva Prithvim Kritva Nikshatriyam Prabhu Samanta Pansake Chakre Panchake Chakre Sonitodan Radhanava. With the blood of the bodies of these sons, Lord Parashurama created a costly river which brought great fear to the kings who had no respect for Brahmanical culture. Because the Kshatriyas, the men of power in government, were performing sinful activities, Lord Parashurama, on the plea of retaliating for the murder of his father, rid all the Kshatriyas from the face of the earth 21 times. Indeed, in the place known as Samanta Panchaka, he created 9 lakes filled with their blood. Can't imagine. Don't even try to imagine. Lake made of blood. Purport. Parshurama is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and his eternal mission is Paritranaya Sadhunam Vinayashacha Duskritam. To protect the devotees and annihilate the miscreants, to kill all the sinful men is one among the tasks of the incarnation of Godhead. Lord Parashurama killed all the Kshatriyas 21 times consecutively because they were disobedient to the Brahmanical culture. That the Kshatriyas had killed his father was not only a plea. The real fact is that because the Kshatriyas, the ruling class, had become polluted, their position was inauspicious. Brahmanical culture is enjoined in the Shastra, especially in Bhagavad Gita. Chatur Varnayam Maya Shreshtam Gunakarma Vibhagashaha. According to the laws of nature, whether at the time of Parashurama or at the present, if the government becomes irresponsible and sinful, not caring for Brahmanical culture, there will certainly be an incarnation of God like Parashurama to create a devastation by fire, famine, pestilence, or some other calamity. Whenever the government disrespects the supremacy of the personality of Godhead and fails to protect the institution of Varnashrama Dharma, it will certainly have to face such catastrophes as formerly brought about by Lord Parashurama. So it is to protect the Dharma and to reinstate Dharma, Parashurama did this. And Prabhupada is saying, whenever the government goes against God, God will come to set right the government. Pitu Kayina Sandhaya Sira Adhaya Barhishi Sarva Devamayam Devam Atmanam Ajayan Ayajan Makhai. Thereafter, Parashurama joined his father's head to the head of the dead body and placed the whole body and head upon Kushagras. By offering sacrifices, he began to worship Lord Vasudeva, who is the all-pervading soul of all the devatas, demigods, and of every living entity. 21 and 22. Dadau prachim disham hotre brahmane dakshinam disam advar yave pratichim vai udghatre uttaram disham anyebhyo avantara disha kashya paya cha madhyata arya vartam upadrastre sadasyebhyas tata param. After completing the sacrifice, Lord Parashurama gave the eastern direction to the Hota as a gift, the southern to the to the Brahma, the west to the Advaryu, the north to the Udgata, and the four corners, northeast, southeast, northwest, and southwest to the other priests. He gave the middle to Kashyapa and the place known as Arya Varta to the Upadrishta. Whatever remained, he distributed among the Sadasyas, the associate priests. Now all the Kshatriyas are gone, right? Who will take care of all these kingdoms? So the whole land was distributed to the great Brahmanas, great rishis, to now again restart the generations. Purport. The tract of land in India between the Himalaya mountains and Vindhya hills is called Aryavarta. Text 23. Tatastav Brita Snana Vidhutasesa Kilbisha Saraswatyam Maha Nadyam Rije Vyabhra Ivam Suman. Thereafter, having completed the ritualistic sacrificial ceremonies, Lord Parashurama took the bath known as Avabhrata Snana, standing on the bank of the great river Saraswati, cleared of all sins. Lord Parashurama appeared like the sun in a clear, cloudless sky. Hare Krishna. Killed everybody, handed over everything, and then he went and took bath in Saraswati to clear off all the sins. Purport. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita 3.9, Yajnartha karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha. Work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed, otherwise work binds one in the material to this material world. Karma bandhana refers to the repeated acceptance of one material body after another. The whole problem of life is this repetition of birth and death. Therefore, one is advised to work to perform yajna meant for sacrificing Lord Vishnu. Although Lord Parashurama was an incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he had to account for sinful activities. Anyone in this material world, however careful he may be, must commit some sinful activities, even though he does not want to. For example, one may trample many small ants and other insects while walking on the street and kill many living beings unknowingly. Therefore, the Vedic principle of Pancha Yajna, 5 kinds of recommended sacrifice, is compulsory. In this age of Kali, however, there is a great concession given to people in general. Yajne Sankirtana prayer yajantihi sumedashaha. We may worship Lord Chaitanya, the hidden incarnation of Krishna. Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishnam. Although he is Krishna himself, he always chants Hare Krishna and preaches Krishna consciousness. One is recommended to worship this incarnation by chanting the Sankirtana Yajna. The performance of Sankirtana Yajna is a special concession for human society, save people from being affected by known or unknown sinful activities. We are surrounded by unlimited sins, and therefore it is compulsory that one takes to Krishna consciousness and chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Let's everybody chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So again, one of the 10 offenses is not to consider chanting of Hare Krishna as an auspicious activity, because that is karma kanda. It's not like, we've committed sins, so to remove the sins, we are chanting Hare Krishna. No, that is an offense. But the side effect is, even though we don't want that, but the side effect is all the sins are removed. All the sins are completely atoned. You get atonement by chanting Hare Krishna, performing the Yuga Dharma. Swadeham Jamadagnistu Labdva Samjnana Lakshanam Rishinam Mandale so Abhut Saptamo Rama Pujita. Thus, Jamadagni, being worshipped by Lord Parshurama, was brought back to life with full remembrance, and he became one of the 7 sages in the group of 7 stars. Purport. The 7 stars revolving around the pole star at the zenith are called Saptarshi Mandala. On these 7 stars, which form the topmost part of our planetary system, reside 7 sages: Kashyapa, Atri, Vashishta, Vishwamitra, Gautama, Jamadagni, and Bharadwaja. These 7 stars are seen every night, and they each make a complete orbit around the pole star within 24 hours. Although with these 7 stars, all the other stars also orbit from east to west. The upper portion of the universe is called the north, and the lower portion is called the south. Even in the ordinary dealings, while studying a map, we regard the upper portion of the map as Hare Krishna. So Jamadagni was delivered, he came back to life, his head was joined, and by the blessings of Lord Parashurama, he came back to life, and then he retired by going to the Saptarishi planets, became one of the planets. Jamadagniyo api Bhagavan Rama Kamala Lochana Agamini Antare Rajan Vartayisyati Vaibrahat. My dear King Parikshit, in the next Manvantara, the lotus-eyed personality of God, Lord Parashurama, the son of Jamadagni, will be a great propounder of Vedic knowledge. In other words, he will be one of the 7 sages. Aste Adhyapi Mahendradrau Nyastha Danda Prasantadhi Upagiyamana Charita Siddha Gandharva Charanai. Lord Parashurama still lives as an intelligent Brahmana in the mountainous country known as Mahendra. Completely satisfied, having given up all the weapons of a Kshatriya, he is always worshipped, adored, and offered prayers for his exalted character and activities by such celestial beings as the Siddhas, Charanas, and Gandharvas. So Lord Parashurama is still there. Huh? Be careful in the Mahendra mountains. 27, text 27. Evam Brigushu Vishwatma Bhagavan Hari Ishvara Avatirya Param Bharam Bhuvo Ahan Bahuso Nipan. In this way, the Supreme Soul, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Lord and the Supreme Controller, descended as an incarnation in the Brigu dynasty and released the universe from the burden of undesirable kings by killing them many times. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam. After all this gory killing and punishment, should I tell a small story just to relieve us from all this bloodshed?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Prabhuji.
For a change.
Please,
I'm
Prabhuji.
also feeling what is this, no, this is a small story of some devotees, how Krishna comes and punishes the demons and also at the same time he comes to protect his devotees. So there is this nice incident. There is a devotee called Malati Mataji and one other Mataji. Both of them went for book distribution, and they went to book distribution in a big mall in somewhere in the west, and it's a big mall, and they were going to one side to another side distributing books, and two men and one woman, two big men and one woman in the form of basically police guarding the mall. They came and they told both these Matajis, you have to immediately leave from here. You're not allowed to do soliciting here. You're not supposed to distribute books here. Please immediately leave. And both of them humbly, they said, okay, we will leave. But they were so desirous to serve Srila Prabhupada. They went to the other side of the mall and they started distributing books again, right? And then there again, the same policemen from this side of the mall, they again appeared there. They again came, two men and one woman police. They said, you have to immediately leave. You can't stay here. You are not supposed to distribute books here. You're soliciting. This time, if you don't go, we'll punish you. So hearing that very disappointingly, both the Matajis, they left the mall. They stopped book distribution. They went outside and they're distributing out there. But they're disappointed. They came all the way. They could not distribute Prabhupada's Smriti. And next day morning, when this Malati Mataji, she got up, she finished the rounds and morning program, everything. She got the newspaper and she opened the newspaper. She was shocked to see that very mall in which they were distributing books, a plane crashed into that mall and the whole mall was filled with petrol and fire, and many people died of the heat that was generated in that mall. Right? And she was amazed that two people, the two men and one woman were none other than Jagannath, Baladev and Subhadra, who appeared to save their devotees who were serving there. They made sure that but in any direction they are coming and taking them out of the mall to save them from such a horrible accident. It's a real incident that happened in America, I believe. So here is one Parashurama who is killing, the same Supreme Lord is coming to kill all the Kshatriyas and establishing Dharma. At the same time, it is the same, Supreme Lord who appears as Jagannath, Baladev and Subhadra in the form of policemen to remove the devotees from a big danger, which was just going to happen. And that Mataji says it happened 10 minutes after they left the mall. Like literally they left the mall and the plane crashed and the whole petrol was spilled and so many people died. Did you all like the story? Haribol, thank you.
Haribol, Prabhu.
Haribol.
Haribol.
Yeah, so which text I am in? Text 25. Yeah, text 26, sorry. Aste andhyapi mahendradrau nyasta danda prasantadhi upagiyamana charita siddha gandharva taranai. Lord Parashurama still lives as an intelligent Brahmana in the mountainous country called Mahendra, completely satisfied, having given up all the weapons of a Kshatriya. He is always worshipped, adored, and offered prayers for his exalted character and activities by such celestial beings as the Siddhas, Charanas, and Gandharvas. We read this. Sorry, I missed it. 27. Evam Brigushu Vishvat Bhagavan Hari Ishvara Avatirya Param Bharam Bhuvo Aham Bahusho Nipan. In this way, the Supreme Soul, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Lord and the Supreme Controller descended as an incarnation in the Brigu dynasty and released the universe from the burden of undesirable kings by killing them many times. Text 28. Gadher Adhun Mahateja Samidha Iva Pavaka Tapasya Kshatram Utsrijya Yo Lebhe Brahma Varchasam. Vishwamitra, the son of the Maharaja Gadhi, was as powerful as the flames of fire. From the position of a Kshatriya, he achieved the position of a powerful Brahmana by undergoing penances and austerities. Now, having narrated the story of Lord Parashurama, Sukadeva Goswami begins the history of Vishwamitra. From the history of Parashurama, we can understand that although Parashurama belonged to the Brahmanical group, he circumstantially had to work as a Kshatriya. Later, after finishing his work as a Kshatriya, he again became a Brahmana and returned to Mahendra Parvata. Similarly, we can see that although Vishwamitra was born in a Kshatriya family, by austerities and penances, he achieved the position of a Brahmana. These histories confirm the statements in the Shastra that a Brahmana may become a Kshatriya may become a Brahmana or Vaishya, and a Vaishya may become a Brahmana by achieving the required qualities. One's status does not depend upon birth, as confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam 7.11.35 by Narada. Yasya yallakshanam proktam pumso varnabhiyanjakam yad anyatrapi drishyeta tat tenaiva vinirdishe. If one shows the symptoms of being a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya or Shudra, even if he has appeared in a different class, he should be accepted according to those symptoms of classification. To know who is a Brahmana and who is a Kshatriya, one must consider a man's quality and worth. If all the unqualified Shudras become so-called Brahmanas and Kshatriyas, social order will be impossible to maintain. Thus, there will be discrepancies. Human society will turn into a society of animals, and the situation all over the world will be hellish. And we can see that happening even right now. So text 29. Vishwamitrasya Chaivasan Putra Eka Satam Nipa Madhyamastu Madhu Chandasa Evate. O King Parikshit, Vishwamitra had 101 sons, of whom the middle one was known as Madhuchanda. In relation to him, all the other sons were celebrated as Madhuchandas. In this connection, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura quotes this statement from the Vedas. Tasyaha Vishwamitrasyaika Satam Putra Asha Panchasad Eva Gnya Yamsho Madhuchandasha Panchashat Kaniyamsha Vishwamitra Kaniyasaha. Vishwamitra had 101 sons, 51 were older than Madhuchanda and 50 younger. 101 sons, so his middle son was Madhuchanda. Putram Kritva Sunakshepam Deva Ratam Cha Bhargavam Aji Gartam Sutan Aha Jyeshtha Esha Prakalpyatam. Vishwamitra accepted the son of Ajigrata, known as Sunasepha, who was born in the Bhrigu dynasty and was also known as Devarata as one of his own sons. Vishwamitra ordered his other sons to accept Sunasepha as their elder brother. So he had sons, so he also accepted one other person, the son of Ajigrata, as his son. And another name was Devarata or Sunasepta. So he ordered his sons to accept him as their elder brother, but they did not, some of them. Yo vai Harishchandra Makhe Vikrita Purusha Pasu Stutva Devan Praje Sadin Muhmute Pasa Bandhanat. Sunasepta's father sold Sunasepta to be sacrificed as a man animal in the yajna of King Harishchandra. When Sunasepta was brought into the sacrificial arena, he prayed to the demigods for release, and he was released by their mercy. Now, too much story going on. Harishchandra was doing a sacrifice in which human was being sacrificed. And then in a place where, uh, he was sold. How can you sell a person, So there were some things that were happening in those times which need a lot of guidance for us to understand. So that kind of yajnas were also performed. Prabhupada adds here. Here is a description of Sunasepta. When Harishchandra was to sacrifice his son Rohita, Rohita arranged to save his own life by purchasing Sunasepta from Sunasepta's father to be sacrificed in the yajna. Sunasepta was sold to Maharaj Harishchandra because he was the middle son between the oldest and the youngest. It appears that the sacrifice for a man as an animal in yajna has been practiced for a very long time in those days. Text 32. Yo rato deva yajnane deva yajane dever gadishu tapasha devaratha iti khyata sunaseptastu bhargava. Although Sunasepta was born in the Bhargava dynasty, he was greatly advanced in spiritual life, and therefore the demigods involved in the sacrifice protected him. Consequently, he was also celebrated as the descendant of Gadhi, named Devaratha. Text 33. Ye madhu chandadaso gneta kushalam minere natat asapat tan muni krudho milecha bhavata durjana. When requested by their father to accept Sunasepta as the eldest son, the elder 50 of Madhuchandas, the sons of Vishwamitra, did not agree. Therefore, Vishwamitra, being angry, cursed them. May all of you bad sons become malechas. He said, being opposed to the principles of Vedic culture. My God. Father is cursing the sons to become malechas. Malechas means people who will not be able to deliver their ancestors, will not have any children, will not have any sons. In the Vedic literature, these names like Malecha and Yavana, there are names like Malecha and Yavana. The Malechas are understood to be those who do not follow the Vedic principles. In former days, the Malechas were fewer, and Vishwamitra Muni cursed his sons to become Malechas. But in the present age, Kali Yuga, there is no need of cursing, for all people are automatically Malechas. writing, writing, but in the present age, Kali Yuga, there is no need of cursing only, because for people are automatically Malechas. This is only the beginning of Kali Yuga, but at the end of Kali Yuga, the entire population will consist of Malechas, because no one will follow the Vedic principles. At that time, the incarnation Kalki will appear. Malecha Nivaha Nidhane Kalayashi Kara Balam. He will kill all the Malechas indiscriminately with his sword. Text 34. We're almost done, probably. I'm just finishing. Sahovacha Madhuchanda Sardham Panchasata Tata Yanno Bhavan Sanjanite Tasmim Sistamahe Vayam. When the elder Madhuchandas were cursed, the younger 50, along with Madhuchanda himself, approached their father and agreed to accept his proposal. Dear father, they said, we shall abide by whatever arrangement you like. Jeshtam matra drisham chakrus tvam anvancho vayam smahi Vishwamitra sutan aha Veeravanto bhavishyata ye manam me anugrahnanto Veeravantam akratamam. Thus, the younger Madhuchandas accepted Sunasepa as their elder brother and told him, we shall follow your orders. Vishwamitra then said to these obedient sons, because you have accepted Sunasepa as your elder brother, I am very satisfied. By accepting my order, you have made me a father of worthy sons, and therefore I bless you all to become the fathers of sons also. So he's blessing his sons because they accepted whom he wanted them to accept as their elder brother. Sunasepta. Sunasepha, sorry. Purport. Of the 100 sons, half obeyed Vishwamitra by not accepting, half disobeyed Vishwamitra by not accepting Sunasepha as their eldest brother, but the other half accepted his order. Therefore, the father blessed the obedient sons to become the fathers of sons. Otherwise, they would have been cursed to be sonless malechas. So sonless people who don't have any sons will take forward the dynasty, not the dynasty, take forward perform the rituals for their forefathers called malechas. Eshava Kushika Viro Deva Rathastam Anvita Anye Chastaka Arita Jaya Kraduma Kratumad Adhaya. Vishwamitra said, "Oh, Kushikas, descendants of Kushika, this Devaratha is my son and is one of you. Please obey his orders." O King Parikshit, Vishwamitra had many other sons, such as Ashtaka, Adita, Jaya, Kratuman. Last verse, text 37. Evam Kaushika Gotram tu Vishwamitrai Prathak Vidham Pravarantram Apannam Taddi Chaivam Prakalpitam. Vishwamitra thus cursed some of his sons and blessed the others, and he also adopted a son. Thus there were varieties of Kaushika dynasty, but among all the sons, Devaratha was considered the eldest. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purports to the 9th canto, 16th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Lord Parashurama Destroys the World's Ruling Class. And the next chapter is the son of Pururava, Haribol. Hare Krishna. Whoever will read it tomorrow, congratulations, and whoever will hear it tomorrow, double congratulations. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Parashuram Bhagwan ki jai. Haribol. Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Provision Mataji. I am very affected by so many murders today on Ekadashi morning. So, any questions or reflections? And we'll quickly wrap up. It's a working day. Ekadashi is still not a national holiday. I hope one day it will become. So, any questions, reflections, thoughts? How many of you are not chanting properly, and how many of you are skipping your rounds, and how many of you are not serious about chanting? Please lift your hand. Because Parashurama is going to come. That means you're going to take birth again, and then we'll come back to a yuga where Parashurama will come, and that's another way of delivering all of us. You don't want that way. This is a much, much better way of chanting the holy names and going back to Krishna. So Hare Krishna. So anybody has any questions? Otherwise, I have some service to tell. So if there are no questions, please let me know.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavata.
Yes.
Is the Parashurama avatar only for annihilating these Kshatriyas or any other specific reason for appearance?
Well, there are many other Leelas of Parashurama. He even trained Bhishma Dev. He even gave Dhanush to Lord Rama. Parashurama meeting Rama. Right? And there is a whole history of Parashurama. There's a lot more than this. But yes, he came because he came, same Paritranaya Sadhuha Vinishat Dushkritam, like Prabhupada quotes this verse, the purport. He came to annihilate the Kshatriyas who were troubling the Brahmanas, were not hearing to the advice of Brahmanas. So he literally came and wiped them off to create a new generation of Kshatriyas. He's known for holding the axe and going and chopping off the heads of people who were against following dharma. See, the purpose of the material world is to deliver all of us, right? So to deliver all of us, Krishna has to come in different forms. And because we are so different, every time he has to do it in different ways. So Lord Rama did it by showing it with his own example. Lord Chaitanya showed how to become a devotee, and Lord Parashurama comes here to tell that troubling devotees is not acceptable. So the people he killed were not delivered. People whom he saved by removing the trouble, allowed them to practice dharma. They got delivered.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Actually, I'm not very well versed more than this from about Lord Parashurama. Maybe some senior devotee can explain more about this incarnation. But mostly it is not discussed as much as Lord Rama, Lord Krishna, Matsya, Kurma, Vamana, Narsimha. Not as Kalki. Kalki also is not as discussed as much as all the other avatars because they just come to, like clean the slate. They just come to clean the slate.
Prabhuji, Parashurama was the guru of Karna, who taught him all this Dhanur Vidya and all. When he came to know that Karna was a Kshatriya, he cursed him.
Yes, he cursed him. Yeah, he played a big role. He played a big role. And look at the another aspect. When Parashurama himself gave all the land to everybody, he realized that he also needs some land. So he pulled the land. He pulled the land from the sea and created a tract of land which is called God's own land, God's own country. So it was named later on God's own country, which is Kerala right now. That is Parashurama Kshetra. In fact, right from Kerala all the way up till Maharashtra, the tract of land adjoining the sea is Parashurama Kshetra, right? So very auspicious land which is created by God for devotion. And look at the most horrible part of Kali Yuga. That is the land, Kerala, where people eat maximum cow meat. Can you believe it? Beef. The very place which was known for created by Lord Parashurama to establish dharma and the place, God's own place, is a place maximum conversions happen, maximum Islamic conversion, maximum Christian conversion. Okay, let them take any other religion, but killing cows, eating cows, and what to speak of other religions, so-called Hindus, so-called Hindus. We should not even call them Hindus. They are worse class than anything. They are eating beef and they are even propagating, that eating beef is nice. It's our culture in this part of the country. That very Kerala, where Parashurama created that place, right? This is Kali Yuga. So don't worry. Lord Chaitanya has come. The Yuga Avatar has come to deliver even the most fallen by chanting the holy names. And His Holiness Bhakti Vinod Swami Maharaj, the powerful sannyasis in our movement, he is doing tremendous preaching in that region. Most difficult region to bring devotion to, with so much bad consciousness, so many churches, so many mosques, so many other things. With vengeance, they are cultivating. We are trying to create a nuisance. But in between that, this Maharaj is doing it. And recently, a few years ago, he even published the entire Bhagavatam in Malayalam language, right? So entire Bhagavatam is now available. Srila Prabhupada translated Bhagavatam in Malayalam language in that region. And Maharaj is also, playing a very big, serious, senior role. So His Holiness Bhakti Vinod Maharaj ki jai, who is actually continuing the message of Dharma even after so many difficulties. Actually, all these ISKCON devotees, were in different parts of the world. Against all the odds, they are trying to spread Dharma, including all of you, wonderful devotees. We are also playing, all of us are playing a little minuscule role in spreading the message of God by preaching, by sharing Krishna Katha and Bhagavatams in so many places, in so many societies. So we should continue to do that. This is the greatest Seva, and Lord Parashurama, Lord Krishna will be so pleased with all of us. Hare Krishna. Yes, any other point before I wrap up? I just had a service to tell. Okay, so my humble request to who all are there. Okay, Sunil Prabhu, whose our name I'm calling, please be available for this service. Sunil Prabhu, Srinivasale Prabhu, no, not Satyadev Prabhu, not Santosh Shaitya Prabhu. Prasad Prabhu, yes, Prasad Prabhu, Padma Mataji and Arvind Prabhu, all of you be part of this service. Service, I'll tell you. First, I'm selecting the names, then I'll tell the service. Deepa Mataji, Dasraj Prabhu, Haribol. Thank you, Prabhu, for joining. And Manasa Mataji, not Saraswati Mataji, Padma Mataji, Aravind Prabhu. Yeah. Silpa Mataji. So, I request all of you whose names I've called to lead the festival, to take a lead in doing the festival of Gaura Purnima. So, I'll request Dasraj Prabhu. Prabhuji, you are there?
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhuji, I'm there. I have laptop switched off. I've joined from mobile.
Oh, thank you, Prabhu. So my humble request is, actually many other devotees, they are going to get Diksha soon.
Yes.
From His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, and there is a ceremony on Gaura Purnima day in the temple in Abbots. So Subbarao Prabhu, Mahesh Prabhu, and many others, they will be going there to take vows in front of the in front of the deities, in the presence of Radhesham Prabhu. So I will also be there. I'm playing their servant's role, so I'm also involved there. So we will be there in the temple until almost 5 o'clock, worst case 5 o'clock. So by the time we reach Bhakti Center, it will be almost 6 o'clock, right? So 5:36, something like that. I think we'll reach sooner than that because 3 o'clock they are planned to finish. Yeah, by 4:35. So my humble request is if you can lead the other devotees in trying to make arrangements for Gaura Purnima. It's a very important festival for us in the Bhakti Center. I know it's a working day, but it's a day of holy also, right? It's a public holiday for some offices. I don't know if all offices or no, but if you can lead that in terms of decorating the altar, making arrangements for Abhishekam, and also leading the Chappan Bhog preparations and performing the Abhishekam also. Muralidhar Govind Prabhu, you would not be, you already initiated, taken both, so
No,
maybe you
Mataji.
can
Hare
help.
Krishna Prabhuji, I am Muralidhar Shetty.
Okay. Muralidhar, so Dasraj Prabhu, you can engage Muralidhar Govind Prabhu and Kinchan Priya Prabhu.
Sure.
You call them and engage them in starting the Abhishekam also, because we all will just reach. I'll come there. I'll read from. I'll take the seva of continuing the reading from Chaitanya Upanishad, which I started last Sunday. So we will do Gaur Purnima in a glorious way. It's a very important festival, more important than Janmashtami for us. So I don't want to miss this opportunity to celebrate and give the mercy to all the devotees. So please, everybody, call your congregation, all the congregation devotees, to come to Bhakti Center. It's a working day. Instead of doing different Gaur Purnimas every place. Some of the devotees are doing Gaur Purnima this weekend also, which is okay. But on the Gaur Purnima day, let us do it together. So the Abhishekam should start only after 6:30 or something like that. I'll send you the exact instruction, Dasraj from, because there is eclipse on that day. So I humbly request you to please lead it. And if you have any difficulty, please discuss with others, like whoever can. I know it's a working day and we all have to take time out.
Sure. I will connect with you. I need some guidance from you on what to be done. I will prepare the checklist and I will lead that.
Yeah, yes. Abhishekam, Chappan Bhog. That's all. Abhishekam and Chappan Bhog decoration. 3 items.
And Prasadam also.
Prashadam, yeah, it will be, Prashadam we need, yeah.
Sure. Abhishekam, Chappan Bhog, altar decoration, and Prasadam.
Yes.
Done. All right.
Ekadashi Prashadam.
Ekadashi Prasadam. Yes.
Yeah. You can ask Poonam Mataji to guide you to discuss with our Karthik Prabhu to make the Prashadam.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
So we all will literally come from the temple everybody will be taking the vows, and almost 25 of us, and then we'll be coming. Actually, I'm still working on doing whatever is needed so that everybody who is qualified gets the Diksha, but a lot of things are happening. So I don't want to give a hope against hope, but for now, these 25 members are going forward. So others can take lead of this festival and take it forward. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji and Mataji, for joining for Bhagavatam class. I'm sorry I went a little overboard. 8:30 already. So have a wonderful rest of the Ekadashi. And let's remember that Lord will come to protect us in different forms, in different ways. But the best and the most sweetest way is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So let's become serious in chanting our rounds and going back home, back to Krishna by chanting loudly Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai,
Jai.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Sai Gaur Hari Premanande, Hari Hari. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare
Dhanavad
Krishna.
pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanavad Pranam.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam.
Thank you, Prabhu. Dhanavad
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, I'll end the session here. Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
yes, sir.
Thank you.
Can send me the recordings.
Yes, Prabhuji. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.